PIMP. Then I'm a PIMP. Yeah.
PIMP, 50 Cent on XFM 104.9. Me, Ricky Gervais. You, Stephen Merchant, and you, Carl Pilkington. Alright? What are we doing then? How are we going? Carl, how are you feeling? What on a scale of 10 now, happiness scale?
Just building back up again a bit.
Yeah? Why?
Probably on about a 5.
Oh, that's not bad.
What changed it? What changed it?
Just calm down a bit.
Yeah.
So.
The chilled out vibes of PIMP probably helped you.
Yeah.
I think we should just say, give massive props to Adam and Joe, who stood in for us.
Oh yeah,
for
stood
a
in
couple
for
of
us.
months. Did a great job.
Yeah, great, really good.
In fact, interesting, I
Are
listened to that show.
are they going to get their own show here? I think they should.
Yeah, they'll probably get something.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's interesting, as I was listening to them, they had quite a nice selection of features. They had a couple of good competitions and things. Now, I don't know if, having done them for XFM, is it somehow, they may be kind of under some kind of XFM copyright? Which would mean, as we've got no ideas, maybe we could just hijack some of theirs. Maybe you could look into that. Obviously not Monday, you're not here, but...
I was with Joe Cornish last night, went to a little do at Jonathan's house, and Joe was there, and he walked in, and I was taken aback by how tall he is.
Sure.
Because I'd forgotten, and he's about 6'4", but he's unlikely to, you know what I mean by that? It's sort of like some people surprise you. And he was going, yeah, well, I don't consider 6'4", big. I said, well, it is pretty big. I said, but I know what you mean. I walked around with Steve Merchant.
Yeah.
And he went, how tall's Steve? And I was 6'7".
Yep.
And Joe went, oh, that's nearly a disability, isn't it?
Do you know, he's absolutely right as far as I'm concerned. No, do you know, I genuinely, since school, I used to go to school with a little disabled fella. Lovely guy. No, I swear to God, lovely guy. And I remember he came in when we got in the sixth form, and he'd basically got, I don't know what the ins and outs of it were, but as far as I could tell, he'd got a car for free. A specially converted car,
Yeah.
You know, because he was disabled, and he was driving
Same as Carl. Me. I need this. I need that.
But it seemed to me that I was thinking, well, why can I not get something similar? Because there are some cars I can't fit in because I'm too tall. I genuinely cannot drive the smaller cars, the cheaper cars. I'm obliged to buy a more expensive, larger car because I can't fit in the toilet.
Yeah, that's like saying you've got to pay more for your shoes because there's more leather, which is true.
Which is absolutely true. It's a nightmare getting shoes.
But fat people have to pay more.
Do you know what? It's a nightmare getting chairs, comfy chairs that I can sit in the home. I sit in a chair for very long and my back's killing me. Now, how is that not a disability? But no, I don't see. You don't see people like me whinging.
But I think tall people. I've read an article that taller people, on average, get higher wages through an advantage, or just because they're taken more seriously than little dumpy fellas.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
But I don't think I genuinely don't think there are many benefits of being really tall. People seem to assume there are, but beyond the fact that I can reach things down from a high shelf,
I know.
I don't think there's any real perks.
I've seen you hit your head a few times.
That's a disability.
I know, I have seen you hit your head a few times, and I think, oh God, that must have hurt. Obviously, I'll make sure okay, and then laugh.
Of course.
But I know it must be annoying.
Thanks, mate.
No, but I mean, there's a pub. There's one pub in Soho that he has to go down backwards.
Yeah.
He has to lean back. It looks like a limbo dancer.
Yeah, they've almost got to lower me in on ropes.
I always find it amusing.
But like, for instance, on a plane, on an aeroplane, I can't get some of the seats. I can't fit in some of the seats. Not in any way. Not the way that I could.
Because
what are you talking? How is that not a disability?
There's some seats that people can't afford because they're poor. It's not a disability.
Well, that's irrelevant. Don't go on a plane then, because you're poor.
But
if you can't afford to go on a plane, you can't afford to go on a plane. You should have studied hard at school.
But what annoys me about that is there's
a physical disability I was
I've said
born
before,
with.
There's a weight allowance, so I might not be allowed loads of bags on, but there might be a big fat pig in the queue who's allowed the same chocolate allowance
as me. That's because they've been eating like a bloater. I couldn't stop myself from growing this tall. It wasn't a conscious decision. I didn't think. I'll tell you what. I won't smoke when I'm a teenager. Maybe I'll shoot up. I'll eat healthy. I'll probably add an extra 2 feet. It just kept going.
You do eat too healthy. You eat way too many greens.
But that's not why I grew to this height. It's a genetic thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you'd lived near some sort of pylon or something and just, as I say, smoked from an early age, you wouldn't have been that tall.
Don't think when I was a gangly teenager having the piss taken out of me, I wasn't thinking I wish I'd been born near a pylon.
Could you,
or Chernobyl.
Could your mum or dad, could they have banded you like they did with little? Didn't they do that with someone's feet?
Well, yeah, concubine.
Yes, I didn't come out this tall, did I?
No, but
and how would they bandage it? They'd have to bandage him round the feet and round the top of the head.
Yeah, I'd be walking around like a mummy.
Yeah, or a bonsai boy.
But people didn't really realise I was going to be this tall until I was 14 or 15. You know, you don't realise when you're an 8-year-old.
How
'Cause
tall,
everyone's
how
tall,
tall
aren't
were
they?
you when you were about like a gangly? Okay, so a typical gangly teenager, 15. How tall were you at 15?
I don't know, 6'5" maybe?
And I bet you were like a beanpole, weren't you?
Of course.
Yeah. And what sort of glasses did you have?
Cool.
And then what did you have?
I don't know, a monocle. No, I can't remember.
Did you wear a bow tie once?
Did I wore a bow tie? I thought I was trying to preempt the styles that might be coming round. I think I've been watching a lot of George Formby films, and I thought it can only be a matter of time before the bow tie comes in. I thought it might be quite kind of urbane and debonair.
Yeah.
So what wore that for
Was
a while.
Robin Day at the height of his
I think he
fame
might have
around
been.
this time? Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go for that dandy look. I thought that's what the girls are going
Dandy,
for.
I know,
The
yeah.
dandy.
Oh dear.
So
I
I
still want to
adjusted
see you with a pipe and trilby.
Yeah.
I just think you'd look great
I'd like
walking
to wear
on
a
the street.
boater.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
I
dear.
genuinely, I really, it does frustrate me that I don't get any allowances
It
for being
doesn't
very
count
tall.
as a
Well,
disability.
it does count.
No, it doesn't. It's not a disability being 6'7".
But how
There's-
can you explain, for instance, travelling
The
on
only-
a bus
the-
or a coach? There's some
the
seats
only
I can't sit in.
disadvantage is people look. I've seen people stare at you, but they stare at me because I've been on the telly. What's that a disability? Are that people being recognised?
Yes, but you could avoid that by not being on the telly. It's your choice. This is
Yeah.
my point. It's your choice.
Yeah,
it's the same
okay.
as the big fat people. It's their
yeah.
choice.
It's a different sort of stare, isn't it? I've been there.
Yeah.
When, the sort of stare that you get and the sort of stare...
Well, obviously, I'm gonna. Sorry, Steve, but I'm gonna, follow up this inquiry. What do you mean, Carl?
No, so I'm just saying it's more of a stare of fear than, like with you, they go, oh, it's him.
Yeah, go on.
Whereas with you, it's more like, jeez.
Do you know what frustrates me? I thought he did deserve having a Monday off. I've changed my tune.
Yeah.
I was sometimes you don't realise this, listeners, but sometimes I'm an intermediary. I do step in when he's winding him up because
Yeah.
Carl gets to the point where he's going to explode.
Yeah, and
it's
Steve
crazy.
says, okay, Jeff, that leave
And I
it for a
step
little while.
in, and this
Yeah.
is the kind of response I get from Carl. This is the kind of back chat I get.
Well, I
from
tell
him.
you, he's a little user.
I'll tell you what, because he's too scared of winding you up because he knows that you'll just walk out of here and he won't get his Monday off.
Absolutely. Play a record, you little oik.
Weasel. You're a weasel.
1972.